For decades, we've talked to our machines through keyboards, mouse clicks, and glass screens. We gave AI voices like Siri and Alexa, but they remained tools, soulless boxes that process data. But what if the next version of AI didn't just speak to you, but looked you in the eye? What if it had a face, a personality, and a memory? Today, we are witnessing the birth of the artificial human. This is the story of Neon, Samsung's ambitious quest to turn cold code into a digital soul. Is Neon the chatbot killer? Today, we are moving beyond the scripted tools to artificial humans that look, move, and remember. Let's take a close look at the evolution of Neon in this video. What is Neon? The evolution of technology is shifting from functional tools like Siri to artificial humans. A prime example is Neon, developed by Samsung's Star Labs. Unlike traditional chatbots, Neon is a hyper-realistic virtual entity designed to look, move, and react with human-like authenticity. They possess distinct personalities, simulate memory, and use emotional intelligence to form actual digital relationships through fluid, natural dialogue. The three pillars of Neon. Number 1 is autonomous identity. Moving beyond the if-then logic of chatbots, Neons possess unique personalities and behaviors that evolve, ensuring no two interactions are ever identical. Number 2 is effective computing. Equipped with high-level emotional intelligence, they don't just process data, they simulate memory and mirror human sentiments to build genuine rapport. Number 3 is adaptive dialogue. Designed for frictionless interaction, Neons learn from every conversation, transitioning from a digital tool to a lifelong digital companion. Launch strategy: from tools to companions. Samsung is repositioning AI from a utility to a collaborator. Instead of just using Neon, users partner with it. Samsung is no longer marketing Neon as a better Siri. In 2026, the strategy is defined by agency over utility. While a utility, such as Siri, waits for a command, a companion, Neon, anticipates needs based on the brain and body architecture. The partnership model. Instead of a user-tool relationship, Samsung is positioning Neon as a co-pilot. In professional settings, Neon is an authorized representative of a brand. In personal settings, it is a digital life manager. In 2026, Samsung isn't just selling you a screen, they're giving that screen a soul. Through the Core R3 and Spectra engines, Neon bridges the gap between cold data and warm interaction. It's the difference between a computer that follows instructions and a partner that understands intent. Targeted use cases. There are 4 use cases. Let's discuss all those for understandings. Number 1 is media. Virtual anchors, hyper-personalized news. Neons don't just read the news, they can generate a 5-minute briefing for you in your native language using eye contact to emphasize key data points. Number 2 is retail, spatial signage and digital receptionist, 3D digital concierges. In luxury retail, Neon technology powers glasses-free 3D displays. They can see a customer approaching and provide a one-on-one greeting, acting as a high-end brand ambassador that never tires. Number 3 is education, AI tutors, adaptive pedagogy. Using Spectra, the tutor detects frustration via micro-expression analysis and slows down the lesson or changes the explanation style, providing the patience a human teacher might lack. Number 4 is healthcare, care companions, proactive monitoring. Beyond reminders, 2026 Neons analyze biodigital cues. They can detect subtle changes in a senior's speech or facial symmetry that might indicate early signs of neurological issues, alerting family members immediately. The architectural core, the brain, and the body. Neon isn't just a single program, it's a biplanar system. While a traditional chatbot is a brain in a jar, all logic, no form, Neon creates a feedback loop where the body, Core R3, informs the mind, Spectra, and vice versa. This is the first time AI has achieved digital embodiment. Core R3, the physical engine, the engine of presence and perception. Unlike traditional CGI that relies on pre-rendered skeletons, Core R3 uses neural parametric modeling. Reality, the microlayer. It doesn't just draw a face, it simulates subcutaneous blood flow and skin elasticity. When a neon smiles, the R3 engine calculates the tension in the cheeks, causing natural wrinkling around the eyes, or Duchenne markers that make it indistinguishable from a human. Realtime, the latency layer. Operating at sub-30 millisecond latency, it utilizes edge NPU acceleration. While a chatbot buffers its next word, Core R3 is already animating the pre-speech intake of breath and lip positioning. Responsive, the autonomy layer. It uses procedural motion synthesis. Instead of choosing from 10 hand wave videos, it creates a unique wave every time based on the neon's current mood and the physical space it occupies on the screen. Spectra, the intelligence engine, or the mind. Spectra is the reasoning layer that transforms a visual avatar into a sentient appearing partner. While R3 handles the looks, Spectra provides the soul or mind. Episodic memory, the relationship profile. Most AI has a context window. It forgets the beginning of the chat by the end. Spectra uses vectorized long-term memory. It maps your history into a relationship graph. It remembers not just your favorite coffee, but that you mentioned your mother was sick 3 weeks ago, allowing it to ask an empathetic follow-up. Affective computing, the emotional logic. This is the bridge to R3. Spectra performs real-time prosody analysis. It listens to the melody of your voice. If it detects a sadness delta, it sends a signal to R3 to slightly dilate the pupils, tilt the head 15 degrees to the side, the universal sign of listening, and lower the vocal pitch by 10%. Stochastic personality evolution. Spectra ensures the neon isn't static. Through reinforcement learning from human feedback, or RLHF, the neon's personality shapes itself to yours. If you prefer professional interactions, it becomes more formal. If you use humor, it learns your comedic timing. Development history, the journey of neon. The idea for neon was born between 2018 and 2020 at Star Labs, an independent future factory within Samsung. It was led by the visionary scientist Pranav Mistry. Key milestones. The global debut. At CES 2020, neon was introduced as a new kind of life. It was a viral sensation, marketed as the missing link between movie-quality visuals and interactive AI. The reality check. Early demos were partially scripted to show future potential. Mistry noted the project was in a pre-beta phase, meaning it was a glimpse of the future rather than a product ready for store shelves. Current focus, 2024 to 2026. Neon has shifted from a consumer app dream to a B2B-focused platform. It currently serves as specialized digital infrastructure for corporate partners rather than a personal app for individual users. The 2026 evolution, from prototype to reality. When Neon debuted at CES 2020, it was a high-fidelity experiment in human-centric AI. By 2026, it has matured into a sophisticated vision AI companion, seamlessly woven into Samsung's premium ecosystem. Key use cases in 2026. Retail spatial signage neon technology. Neon technology now powers glasses-free 3D displays within luxury retail environments. These digital concierges provide an immersive 360-degree shopping experience, utilizing spatial awareness to see and interact with customers in three-dimensional space. Intelligent care zones. Powered by the Spectra engine, care companions provide proactive health monitoring. They offer a reassuring human face to medical reminders and can detect subtle changes in a senior's speech or gait, analyzing biometric data to identify early indicators of cognitive health issues. Virtual media and branding. Neons have entered the mainstream as 24/7 news anchors and brand spokespeople. They deliver real-time, multilingual broadcasts with emotional nuances and micro-expressions that are virtually indistinguishable from human presenters.
Challenges for artificial humans. Despite the brilliance of the Core R3 and Spectra engines, creating a perfect digital human is the ultimate engineering hurdle. It isn't just a software problem, it's a biological and ethical one. There are 4 core challenges. Let's discuss all those for understandings. Number 1 is the intelligence gap, simulation versus sentience. While a neon can look like it's thinking, there is a massive gap between conversational fluency and cognitive reasoning. Spectra is an expert at emulating empathy, but it lacks subjective qualia, the ability to actually feel or have a lived experience. It can mimic the grief of a user, but it doesn't understand the weight of loss. In 2026, the challenge remains: how do you give an AI the complex, non-linear problem-solving skills that a human gains through decades of physical life?
Number 2, the uncanny valley, the final 0.1%. Achieving 100% realism is a biological battleground. Our brains are hardwired by evolution to detect imposters. This is the micro-expression trap. If a neon's eye blink is off by just 5 milliseconds, or if its breathing rhythm doesn't sync with its speech cadence, it triggers the amygdala, the brain's fear center. This creepiness factor is the industry's holy grail. To cross it, Samsung is moving beyond visual pixels to biometric modeling, simulating things like digital pulse and skin temperature to fool the human subconscious. Number 3, the ethics of likeness, synthetic identity. The rise of deepfakes created a moral crisis for artificial humans. To prevent identity theft and likeness abuse, Samsung has enforced a strict synthetic-only policy. Neons are digital natives, entirely unique faces generated by GANs, generative adversarial networks, that do not exist in the physical world. This creates a clear legal boundary. You are interacting with a new species, not a digital puppet of a real person. Number 4, the compute gap, the energy of life. Simulating a human body and mind in real time is a massive power drain. In 2026, the heavy lifting has moved to specialized NPUs, neural processing units, and edge cloud hybrid systems. To keep a neon responsive without lag, the body, R3, is often rendered locally on your device for speed, while the mind, Spectra, processes the complex relationship data in the cloud. Balancing this compute budget is the only way to prevent the neon from freezing during a deep conversation. The interface upgrade. It is vital to understand that neons are not a replacement for humanity, they are an interface revolution. We are moving from an era where we operate computers to an era where we relate to them. By turning cold binary data into a warm, relatable experience, Neon acts as a high-level bridge, humanizing the digital world so we can live more effectively in the physical one. The new era of interaction, redefining human digital life. The search bar was the steering wheel of the 20th century, but the human interface is the navigator of the 21st. By merging the physiological precision of Core R3 with the cognitive empathy of Spectra, Samsung is introducing a digital species, a bridge between binary logic and biological emotion. We will explore 3 key pillars of the digital human experience to understand their impact. Number 1. Beyond the friction, invisible computing. We are witnessing the death of the user manual. Interaction is moving from input-output to multimodal flow. In 2026, Neon uses persistent vision to track eye contact, posture, and hand gestures. If you look confused while reading a document, a Neon doesn't wait for you to type a question. It senses the hesitation and offers a verbal clarification. As a result, the technology becomes invisible. You don't operate a computer, you simply exist alongside it. Tip: in the future, you won't learn how to use a computer. The computer will spend its life learning how to talk to you. Number 2, scalable empathy, the 24/7 global workforce. For the first time in history, quality of care is no longer tied to human stamina. Neon represents institutional consistency.
A human receptionist at 3 a.m. is naturally fatigued. A neon at 3 a.m. delivers the exact same warmth, micro-expressions, and focus as it did at noon. This isn't just automation, it's the ability to scale emotional labor to millions of users simultaneously without losing the human touch. Tip: scalable empathy means a brand can look every single customer in the eye and say, "Welcome," at the exact same moment across the globe. Number 3. The Great Equalization: democratized support. High-level personal attention was once a luxury reserved for the elite. Neon changes the math of human services. By decoupling the human face from a physical body, essential services like specialized tutoring and geriatric companionship become low-cost digital assets. In 2026, a child in a remote village can have the same world-class empathetic AI tutor as a student in a private academy. This is the democratization of presence. Tip: to democratize means to break down the walls of cost. Neon puts a dedicated health monitor and a private mentor in every home, regardless of the zip code. The interface of tomorrow. It represents a shift into a new era where technology finally has a face. At its core, Neon equals AI plus the human avatar. It is the final step in the evolution of communication. 1. Text, the 1980s. 2. Graphic icons, the 1990s. 3. Touchscreens, the 2000s. 4. The human face, the 2020s and beyond. The evolution of the human-digital interface. To understand the trajectory of digital human life, let's explore the 4 distinct eras of interaction. 1. Text, the 1980s, the foundation of digital communication, defined by command lines and coded syntax. In this era, users had to learn the language of the machine to interact with technology. 2. Graphic icons, the 1990s, the shift toward visual intuition. By introducing folders, desktops, and clickable icons, technology became accessible to the mainstream through the graphical user interface. 3. Touchscreens, the 2000s, the era of physical connectivity. Interaction became tactile and immediate, removing the barrier of the mouse and keyboard and making digital content feel like a direct extension of our hands. 4. The human face, the 2020s and beyond. The current frontier of vision AI. Technology is no longer just a tool we use, it is a presence we engage with. This era focuses on emotional intelligence, eye contact, and natural conversation, making the interface indistinguishable from human interaction. While the boundary between digital and physical reality continues to blur, Neon is the first architect of a world where technology finally has a soul. It is an interface currently waiting for the hardware of tomorrow to catch up to its vision. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments and we'll dive into that next. Catch you in the next video.